Hey everybody, welcome back to the Print 3D channel. Today is July 23rd, and that means day 204 of the 3DP 365 project. And on today's episode, we printed out this very cool Pterodactyl Pseudo Style, so stick around. Hey everybody, welcome back, and thank you for joining me here for day 204 of the 3DP 365 project. As always, down in the description there's a fact section. There's also the MatterHackers affiliate link. If you're in the market for some new filament, just use that MatterHackers affiliate link and you really help out the channel. On today's episode, well, we printed out this very cool pterodactyl, and it's called Pseudo Style because it is basically a working replica of what a pterodactyl looks like in flight. And this is a very cool model. It took a couple of days to print. I have to be honest, we didn't print this in one day, but you could print it in one day. It's about 12 to 18 hours total worth of printing, depending on your print speed. And there are quite a few parts. I believe there are 42 parts in total to make this little model work. And it was a fun print because we printed out in all different colors of MatterHackers PRO Series PLA filament. We used silver for the gears and all the little wing movements. We used dark green for the little base holder. And we also used a lime green for the pterodactyl body itself. And we also used a little bit of gray in there too. So there's 4 different colors of MatterHackers PRO PLA series filament in this. And we downloaded this model from MyMiniFactory, and once we had it downloaded, we separated all the parts into different build plates. Obviously the green was its own build plate. All the mechanical parts, there was 2 sets of build plates for those, 2 or 3 I believe. And for the wings and the lime green parts, that was 1 build plate. And I did print some of these parts in duplicate just to make sure, because believe it or not, this is the main axle that sits through the middle of it. And it is a really tiny, thin, small part. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But I wanted to print it separately just to make sure it printed okay, so I printed 2 of them. That's why there's one down the middle of the little working machine, and I have this extra one. And once we had these all separated out into separate build plates, we sent them over to Simplify3D for slicing. In Simplify3D, we used a 0.2mm layer height for all the parts. We used 3 top layers, 3 bottom layers, and 3 perimeters. We also used between 15 and 20% infill, depending on what the part was. So for like the gears, we used 20%. And for some of the other parts, we only used 15%. And most of the parts were printed out at between 30 and 40 millimeters per second. And after about 12 to 18 hours of printing between all the different build plates, and about a little over 2 hours of assembly time, we have our really cool finished pterodactyl Pseudo Style. And this is a very, very cool model. It's made by a very cool designer, and I don't know his name, but I have it here. His name is Greg Zumwalt, and I'll put his link down in the description, including a link to this model, and I'll put his link down in the description of his MyMiniFactory collection, because he has a lot of mechanical items in there that are very, very cool. And definitely worth printing because they are a lot of fun to put together. This was pretty difficult, but I managed to get it together. And you're wondering why I'm not using the little handle if you click on the link. The handle didn't really work so good. I tried to feed the center rod down the middle because I think that's how it goes together. And there's no threads in this little spot here, so I'll have to make my own little handle, which I can design in Fusion 360. But like I said, Greg's an amazing designer. These are some very, very cool models. There's a lot of them to choose from. I really like this pterodactyl model because it really shows how the wings turn and everything. It's a really cool, very well designed model. And definitely go check out his collection over on MyMiniFactory because he is an amazing designer. And after all the printing and all the assembly work, and I didn't break any of these little tiny parts, our little pterodactyl Pseudo Style turned out amazing. Well, that about wraps it up for day 204 of the 3DP 365 project. I hope you guys found this episode interesting and informative. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and share those videos, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.